My name's Elise. What's yours?
John Blade.
Your hand's cold.
Well, you know what people say.
Why is it like that?
A long time ago, my father and I were in an accident. To fix me, they had to remake me. They couldn't fix my father.
They couldn't fix my father either.
I have to go now. But I'll see you around, kid.
Will you?
Count on it.
You're listening to Draw Game, the podcast that dares to ask, what if video games were on your TV? I'm Alex Fraioli. Still joining me, as always, is Syntech's new social media guy, Ray Barnholt.
Hi. How's it going?
Hi. It's going great.
We're off X. We're now on Blue Sky. Check us out.
Okay.
We got mutants out the ass.
Did you get at syntech.org?
No, we had to go with join Syntech.
All right, join Syntech.
Yeah.
Yeah, your turnover rate seems monstrously high.
I love the companies that, they don't get the right domain name, so it's always like get or try. Tryblorbo.com. Getblorbo.com.
Yeah, I was briefly making TikTok clips on a site called joincombo.com.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Blorbome.com.
Blowmeuptom.com.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Draw a Game. What did we watch this episode? Raymond.
No, you say. Tell the people.
So I had never even heard of this movie / game / franchise. Franchise is generous.
They tried.
We watched Sin the movie based on Sin the game.
That's right. Yeah, I think you should add more of a pause there. It's Sin, the movie.
Excuse me. Sin, the movie.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. That's right. Yeah, Sin, capital S, lowercase I, capital N, is the proper stylization of the name. Yeah, the game Sin was released in, I think, November 1998, developed by a company called Ritual Entertainment, published by Activision at the time. It was a PC game. Alex, I don't know how much of a PC gamer you were in the mid to late 90s.
PC is personal computer?
Yes, the most personalist of computers.
A little bit. No, my PC gaming in the 90s was Age of Empires 1 and 2, Diablo 1 and 2,
well, hey,
Archon Ultra.
Yeah,
Hi.
I think you were on top of it, but in terms of like the FPS side of things,
no.
We're all, I guess the real hotness was happening. Maybe not so much. Yeah, I get it. Because you had to buy a video card.
Yeah, I was into Doom 1 and 2, and that was about it.
No, that's great. Hey, you and the rest of the planet.
Yeah.
Deathmatch in the night away.
Of course.
But yeah, after Doom was Quake, and then after Quake was, Quake 2, and then a bunch of new games that were coming out based on the Quake 2 engine. And so this sort of little micro period of time here, this like 1996 to, I guess, 2000-ish period of time was like kind of like the post-Quake era of FPS games. And so there were like three big ones, big-ish ones that were going to come out. It was this, Sin, and Half-Life, and Daikatana. And you can you can guess which one rose up from that. But
yeah, I was about to say, I know one of those is really good.
Yeah. Between Daikatana on the low end and Half-Life on the high end, epoch making, Sin is kind of somewhere in between those in terms of quality, because all three of them, like I said, they ran on the Quake 2 engine, or at least some various degrees of modification of it. And Half-Life was, hyped for a few years prior to its release, and people were getting really excited for it, and it won a bunch of Game of the Year awards. We know the story. Sin, meanwhile, was released 10 days before Half-Life.
Oh, boy.
Do we have any womp womp sound effects here on the show?
Put your badge and your gun on my desk, Blade. You're fired.
Yeah.
Watch out for monsters.
I didn't want to play that too early, but there we go.
No, that's pretty much what Activision said. And
Okay.
I think Sin was all right, but it just couldn't possibly compete. And so in terms of like hype, it kind of, it flamed out really fast. And so, they had an expansion pack. So there was like an extra mission pack, extra story for Sin and all that stuff. And then like almost a decade later, they tried to like reboot it under a sort of sequel called Sin Episodes.
Oh.
Or rather Episode, because they only managed to get one game out the door.
Okay. I was going to say, like, was there ever any plan to make a sequel where Sin was spelled with 2 I's?
Oh, man. No, I think Nintendo took that idea and ran with it.
Oh, man. Okay.
You remember Battalion Wars 2? Where the logo reads BWE? Because it's BWII. Battalion Wars 2.
Oh, outstanding.
It's so brilliant. Yeah, so Sin Episodes, it was this weird time where also Valve was going to make, these Half-Life episodes. They only came out with like 2 of 3 of those because everybody was like thinking, episodic gaming is going to be the future. This was like 2005, 6.
Wow, a little early.
Yeah, well, the only company that really pulled it off was Telltale. But of course, that place was a sweatshop by all accounts. And so nevertheless, they got episodic games out there, but not the kind of exciting FPSs I guess people were expecting. And so Sin just had a really short life, a half-life, you might say. And the developers at Ritual, they didn't kind of last too much longer after that either. I mean, they did make the sequel thing later, but they didn't make any more high-profile sort of FPS games. They worked on stuff like Black Hawk Down and did other development work for people. So they stuck around, but it was not their time to shine. And so Sin the game, you play kind of the futuristic cop guy, and I need to make sure that everyone understands that this game was released in 1998, and in 1998, anybody who was the main character in a first-person shooter had to be a crazy badass. And this guy was the badassest of them all for, the 10 days before Half-Life came out. John R. Blade. Can you guess what the R stands for? Alex, it stands for Rusty.
Well, I assumed you weren't talking to me because I already know it stood for Rusty.
It's John Rusty Blade.
Okay.
Yeah. Of the Hardcore, which I guess is a division of this futuristic police force or whatever.
It's funny because in the anime, they will occasionally refer to hardcore workers or hardcore people. And we know that it's hard, CORP.
Right.
But like, the news is talking about hardcore detectives, and it just sounds like detectives who are really serious about their job. Not that they're members of a group called hardcore. It's very silly. It's all very silly.
In some ways, that would make sense if you didn't know any better, because it's like, oh yeah, well, this is the future. This guy's a badass. Of course, everybody in this police station is hardcore.
But yeah, I would say the 90s were the peak of tiny, stupid eyewear.
Okay, yes.
Like tiny stupid glass. Like you would see a pince-nez on every other anime character, and then tiny goggles were what the badasses wore instead of tiny glasses. It was an era.
Yeah, Blade wears these goggles that seem to be permanently affixed to his face.
Yeah,
as we do find out, he's kind of a cyborg type guy. He has mechanical limbs and things. He has some implants, some cybernetic implants and things of that nature. And maybe these goggles are a part of it. They're just like stuck on his face and he never really takes them off. You get to see his eyes a bit.
You do see his
anime.
eye. Yeah, that's true. I do want to say there's at least one scene where his goggles, the way that he is drawn, it just looks like he has googly eyes. There's one scene towards the end where the outside of the goggles are white and the centers of the goggles are black. And it just looks like a goofy man with googly eyes.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
But the particular look of Blade here really reminded me of a whole other game entirely. Alex, I know you read a lot of video game magazines in your time, as did I.
I did.
I want to ask if you remember an ad for a Sega CD game called Battle Core, again spelled C-O-R-P. But this magazine ad for this game Battle Core was pretty much just like an extreme close-up of one of the main character's faces, And the tagline on the ad was just like battle core action in your face. And it's this guy just like menacingly holding a screenshot or something.
Well, I mean, it's
a drawing of the guy, but the guy looks just like Blade. It's the same long hair, permanent goggles, tiny goggles.
Yeah.
And it just always goes back to that. And of course, also the link to the word CORP core also made me think of Sin here.
Now, I always thought that the core, like that kind of core, was CORPS. Is there a distinction between that and without the S? Because I thought that CORP was just short for corporation, like
right.
Red, white of Blue Corp, you know?
Yeah. That's,
all right.
That's all I got for you.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
I think it is with an S, actually.
But in the anime, I saw it was written without the S.
No, yeah, you're right. But in the games, it is properly with an S.
Oh, okay, I see. All right. So maybe a couple of letters got dropped when they mailed everything over to Japan.
Or at least, in the sequel thing, I think it was. They think they finally got it. They finally figured out spelling for the sequel, the Sin episodes.
Cool.
I don't know, though. You know what? It's just so badass, they don't even need an S. And I think the guys who made the game recognize that, and they're just like, yeah, we are so cool. We don't need an S, and we're making the coolest game of the year. What else do you need?
It was pretty cool.
And so, yeah, just another note on the game is that this was also when first-person shooters always had to have some sort of new tech or graphics to show off. And Sin, based on the Quake 2 engine, so it has like a good graphics base to work off of. But another gimmick that it has is location-based damage. So you would like shoot a guy in the hand and maybe he would drop his gun. That's like one of the big things you could do, along with like exploding guys into bits and stuff.
Yeah, I remember playing Red Faction on the PS2 in the early mid 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
The whole deal was it's modular. You can shoot through every wall.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why do I need to do that? Does that add anything or do anything? You can actually shoot this desk apart. Cool.
I definitely played the demo for that, and yeah, use that ability to its fullest. Yeah, definitely shot some holes through some walls. Yeah, made some rocket tunnels, stuff like that. Did not lead to a purchase, but
no,
killer demo. And yeah, also like compared to the other games I mentioned that came out around it, like Sin also had more of a focus on like story and more talking. Half-Life, there's not a lot of talking. Half-Life 1 especially. And Daikatana, kind of a high-profile failure. John Romero's Daikatana, the game where he would make you his bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Also had some talking because it tried to be...
big sword, by the way.
That's right. The Daikatana. Also had some story and stuff, but mostly pretty quiet as you play it along. But yeah, Sin tried to have an actual story behind it and a concept and all that stuff. And some of that we'll explore here in the anime. So yeah, Sin the movie was released in 2000. So a little bit after the game and a little bit after people remembered the game, I think. Produced by ADV Films, the new name of the old AD Vision anime publishing house there. I presume they did spearhead this production as well because they do have the CEO as the executive producer and the creative director. Also some very American names on these credits. Produced by a little anime house called Phoenix Animation or Phoenix Entertainment. I guess they went by both names. It depended on, whether or not they were making porn or not. Well, I did look up their credits. They did make some hentai stuff. They did make some yaoi stuff. I don't know how sexy it got, but yeah, they were playing every inch.
Sure.
Is that a phrase?
It is now. Yeah.
It is when I'm talking about this.
Playing every inch of the field.
Director of this was Yasunori Urata. His credits are also kind of all over the place. He wasn't a director all the time. He was just doing all sorts of storyboard work, animation director work, just, again, playing every inch of the anime industry in various companies. But I guess this is one of his few, like, director credits in the movie. Yeah. We'll get into how that worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this came out like roughly a year and a half after the game did. I don't know what took so long, but I know some anime just takes long to make.
Well, I imagine it is a very time-consuming process.
Yeah, of course. I just don't know, when it was made relative to the release of the game, because it seemed like this was part of a real effort to make it into a big thing, to make Sin be a big popular sort of FPS related genre.
Yeah.
But it didn't take, of course.
No. I mean, these days, I think like the last real big one to make it work was probably Yokai Watch, where like they conceive a franchise and the game, the anime, all the tie-ins, the merchandise is all being developed at the same time.
Yeah, you're right.
I think like back in the day, it was just like, oh, does this game look like it can support an anime? All right, let's see if we can get this out in a year or two.
Right, yeah. And Yokai Watch by Level 5, who, I remember the CEO, Akihiro Hino. He had like a talk at GDC one time, and I went to it. And it was literally just him outlining like, yeah, we're just here now to make franchises. We just want to make a franchise. We have a game, but we also have the anime ready to go, or the toys, the figures, the trading card game, whatever we need. This is it. This is our company now. And I was just like, oh, yeah, okay. You made Dragon Quest VIII, though. I thought maybe you were going to make some more cool RPGs or something, but no, okay.
It turns out there's less money in prestige game dev than there is in franchising, merchandising, and that's really what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, I guess that guy kind of had a marketing background to begin with, so.
Oh, there you go.
I was just like, yeah, but gee, I love Dark Cloud. Remember that game?
Yeah, you got to make a gun to impress your dad.
I guess they finally made enough money to where he was like, okay, here it is, our next phase, where we're just going to be making Pokemons one after the other.
Yeah.
Here's the soccer Pokemon. Here's the yokai Pokemon. Here's the puzzle Pokemon. Okay, well, Layton is different, but
sure.
Jeez, yeah. However, Sin the movie, I think, was an early example of like a Western studio or company or whatever, like funding an anime production. That is, by my personal definition, an anime would be an animation produced in Japan, maybe not necessarily drawn and animated. I know they still have the Korean studios and the Chinese studios doing that, but the nucleus of the production is from Japan. Yeah, you didn't really see that before this, I think, but definitely after it, because there were a lot more things going on there. We have other examples, I think, even on the show we'll tackle later on, of like the anime publishing company in America funding a new anime based on The Thing. And I think even Adult Swim backed the recent Shenmue anime.
Oh, wow.
So it was an exclusively an Adult Swim production. Oh, and then there was the recent example of the Uzumaki anime, not a game, but based on the famous Junji Ito manga. They produced an anime of it with a stellar-looking first episode, and then I guess they ran out of money, so every subsequent episode looks terrible.
Aw.
So it doesn't always work out, but it does happen. The money does get passed around, and these things do get made now from all over the world, but centered in Japan. So it's kind of commonplace now, I would say. But that's the setup of Sin the movie. Like I said, the game came out right before Half-Life, and then
yeah.
And then the anime came out, and people were like,
I don't know if this was at the time when like this is a collection of a lot of late 90s tropes, and I'm kind of wondering because I don't. It's funny because this did overlap with my anime phase, but this wasn't the kind of anime I was watching, so I don't know how prevalent a lot of these tropes were. But in hindsight, it seems like, oh yeah, this kind of typifies the 90s. This was like the edgy anime, gunslinging, violent man, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll touch on this a few more times, but I do think it kind of has its feet in the previous decade's anime.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the late 80s, early 90s stuff was many examples of sci-fi and or gore and like future cops and things like that.
Yes, because the very first note in my notes when I was watching this movie is feels like the last thing squeezed out of a tube marked 90s anime.
Yes, the last bit of toothpaste in the tube.
Exactly.
Well, let's jump into it, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Sin the movie. It opens with a quote, and not a real quote, because it's what I would call a lore quote. because it's a quote from a character in this production.
I thought that was real. I didn't even look it up. I didn't even think to.
No,
Wow.
It's from Dr. Cyril Sinclair, who is a key figure in this story.
I should have noticed
The
that.
quote
Okay.
is, "When we discover the secrets behind the cryptograph that is the human gene, we will not only decode the mystery of life, but also unlock the secrets of God."
Oh, boy.
Keep that in mind because there's some heavy-handedness coming up later.
I mean, it's funny because, I mean, we often think of that sort of heavy-handed Judeo-Christian iconography, like Evangelion. We think of that as being like an anime thing, but no, like pretentious Western devs also love that shit. And Sin was like, in that way, Sin is a perfect union of pretentious Western design and pretentious Japanese design meeting together to use symbols that they have no idea what they mean or are for.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't think the game has a lot of this.
Okay.
I think this, first of all, I'm not sure. The story of this anime seems like more like a prologue or something.
Oh.
It's not a direct adaptation of the game story. It's somewhat different. And so I don't know exactly what they were going for. Is it like a side story? Does it take place before or after? I mean,
I suppose it's possible that Ritual had just laid the base elements of, pretension, calling it Sin. There's a company called Syntech. By the way, why not just call it Dastard Corp? Like it's such an evil name.
The game is that cool, Alex. Come on.
I guess. So now I'm wondering how much of the iconography was added on the Japanese side. Like, oh, it's an anime. That means it's got to have, this girl's got to have angel wings on her jacket and tell her mom she's an angel.
I think it's quite a bit. I think a lot. I mean, they had creative direction from the Western side, but the credits show writers and animators and stuff and directors who are Japanese. So
I guess, but like there's a character called JC, which I thought was a little on the nose.
Dude.
Like there's that's part of it. Like JC, is this guy supposed to be a Jesus Christ analog? And sure enough, like he dies and then is kind of reborn when his sister comes in with the same name. But aside from that, like what is the function of that? What's the whole point of that?
Good question. That's the question that defines this show. But yeah, it opens with a quote, and then we cut to a funeral on a rainy day, a funeral for the aforementioned JC.
That's right.
We see Blade there. There's a flash to a news report with Blade where we see he is a man of few words, but you know what? He's all badass.
He's a man of few words, and they're all...
Yeah. Flash back again to a police chase in this future city here where Blade and his team are going after some monster thing.
JC, by the way, gives one of my favorite goofy action movie lines when the hero does something reckless and the sidekick goes, "Oh, I hate it when he does this."
Oh, yeah. That's always good. Yeah, there's a lot of... Plenty of that in this show, too.
It's it's pretty good. I want to say, though, I think I don't know if the whole movie kept it up to this standard, but I feel like the intro was really cool and well animated, and it's still like edgy anime.
This cold open, you mean?
I thought like the intercutting between the funeral and the events leading up to the funeral was interesting. I thought the animation itself was really good. One of my final notes is, and it's my final note because it kept getting
You're
pushed
jumping
down
to your
the
final
list.
note already.
Well, because it's relevant to this. It's relevant to the animation and the character of John Blade. But like my final note is Blade doesn't do anything cool until, and that's the end of the note because I don't think he ever did.
You were like, I'll finish this as soon as I finish watching this.
It was a note I wrote in the middle of the page when I was watching the film, and I kept moving it further and further down because it kept not coming.
Okay.
And the intro sets up that cool stuff is going to happen, and it kind of never does. Like there's plenty of gore if you're into gory anime, which I'm not, by the way. This is kind of a rude surprise for my squeamish sensibilities. But no, I thought the intro was cool and did a good job of setting up characters, even if Blade kind of doesn't do much.
Yeah, I guess it makes an all right first impression there. I would say, though, as this is playing out, we do see some examples of early digital compositing in anime.
Oh, yeah.
Because as they're chasing this monster in this speeder or whatever, we see a shot of Blade turning to look in the back seat, but it's like 8 layers of things being tweened around to simulate a dramatic zoom in. It's like Blade, the back of the seat, the dashboard of the car, the road, all kind of like moving independently of each other. Yeah. And then we cut to the all cell animation after that. And I understand why they do it. Obviously, all anime, I think, right now is just made on a computer, so that's fine. I don't get it. But when they were first trying out these techniques and inserting the CG stuff, I never understood why it always moved at a higher frame rate than the hand-drawn animation.
Yeah.
Like, they couldn't figure that out. But there was a lot of this in the late 90s, early 2000s anime. And they got over it. They finally figured out the tools, but I just can't understand why this stuff always moves like at a higher frame rate. Because then it just is so obviously like, it's like you're playing with the video titler. You're not actually using anything of the actual hand-drawn animation. You're just inserting these things in the titler, and just you don't want to like go back and try and post-process it to make it go at least 30 frames per second or 24, 27.
No.
It's fine. It just is one of those things. It was the style at the time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We were still figuring out new tech. You know, when studios get new tech, they like to play with it. And
I'm still figuring out this iPhone.
How do you use it? How do I take a picture? Weather.
Where is my passwords? So the
Cannibalt? Okay.
What if they made an anime based on that?
Well, then we would watch it.
We will definitely cover it if it ever comes to fruition.
Folks,
the Cannibalt anime.
Stay tuned for Cannibalt : the movie.
Yeah. Or the motion picture. Plenty of those too. So this monster they're chasing has a little girl, and so they're tracking him down. And yeah, like you said, we kind of cut in between periods in time here. We cut back to the funeral, and then back to the monster. Then there's another flashback to where they corner it in a sewer. Classic FPS sewer level, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, the nerdy hacker guy, JC, he's out there. He gets attacked by this monster and infested with the monster's goo. This monster has some goo. He shoots or whatever.
Yeah, he got gooed. He done got gooed.
So JC's getting zombified. He's turning into this massive abomination. And Blade is just standing there with the gun, and he just has to like reluctantly shoot him and kill him with our first gore shot of the show as 2 massive bullet holes like tear him apart, and roll credits, roll the open.
No, that first that scene, it seems to happen 4 or 5 more times, right, where somebody knows they must shoot an abomination, and they cannot, and it, followed by, what are you waiting for? Shoot! I can't, it was a human being, or something, or it was somebody that I knew, and like, I get that, but like, every time.
And then someone blows 2 holes in it.
And then somebody blows 2 holes in it, yeah. It's, and so that's how we lose poor JC. Did you notice at the end of the funeral sequence, the name on his tombstone? John's full name? JC's full name?
I didn't write it down, and I forgot it because I'm fuzzy, but yeah, go ahead.
John Christopher Armack.
Oh, yeah, Armack, yeah.
For John Carmack, I have to assume. So very clever, very cute, very subtle.
Yeah, that's, oh boy, yes, of course. Those old FPS heads, they love their cross-references and stuff.
Clever.
Yeah, I mean, he does look like an anime caricature of John Carmack, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not Ermac from Mortal Kombat.
No, that's John Ermac would be a good streamer name though. Okay. Somebody do that.
Somebody. So yeah, the opening credits are like the epitome of this 1990s FPS music. It's like this techno beat going on. But then you see the credits, like there's an orchestral score by the Warsaw Philharmonic.
Yes.
And sure, yeah, and then you do get to hear it, and it's like, wow, this is a weird dichotomy, I suppose, of music going on here.
It's good though. I feel like
it's good. Yeah, they got their money's worth.
They've also, I think they did the intro to Suikoden 2. I want to say the Warsaw Philharmonic have done other nerd adjacent stuff before.
They do good work.
Yeah,
the Germans make good stuff. Excuse me, the Polish.
The only time it sounded weird to me, and this is just how you record like the acoustics of recording, I guess, in a concert hall or wherever they record. But like during the, not to cut it all the way to the end again, but during the final showdown, because we're on the topic of the music, during the final showdown, the music is still good, but you can hear the drum kit in the background. You can hear the snare and the synth, the hi-hat, and it's there's a very clear echo, like you're sitting in a concert hall, like way back. It doesn't sound like it was recorded in a studio, because I don't think it was. I think they would probably record it on the stage, and I don't know how miking percussion works in that situation, but it sounded very far away, and it kind of removed me a little bit from the action sequence, because I was like, I'm listening to a recording. Yeah, I'm listening to a recording of the Philharmonic and not watching Blade punch his fist into a monster face. Okay, well, if anybody's new to Draw Game, or you and me, you're a highly sensitive person. Yeah, that means it's not just that I notice details, it's that they consume my life and I cannot ignore them. Right. But also, you were in band in high school, so you don't also that. Yeah. Like it sounds like the recording of our marching band on stage, because we did a year-end review several times, and like a lot of the instruments sound fine, because they're not like directly mic'd, but there's mics in front of the stage. The percussion's in the back of the stage, and by the time the sound gets to those mics, it's echoed off a whole bunch of different walls. Well, it's a good thing it didn't sound like a whole movie of a marching band, just like. No. The parents in the stands, just like, and you just hear the faint echo of a music performance. We love you, John. Yeah, exactly. John. You just hear all you hear is the percussion, just like. Just the national anthem starts playing behind the fight scene. Right. Oh, great. So after the opening credits, we go back to the graveyard, and Blade is standing there feeling sad. It's a rainy day at the graveyard, by the way, too. It always is. Why cliche. Is that? Yeah, it's just how it goes. He's then joined by an old man who is offering to help Blade. We don't know much about him yet. I didn't pick up until my second viewing. Oh, he's the mafia. He's just a generic anime wealthy grandpa. Right. Well, they don't say to be the head of the mafia. No, they don't say it at the time, but when they eventually do, I'm like, him? Yes. Like there's I don't know. There's no Italian accents anywhere in this. No. I don't think. There's a lot of Italian names. Yes, yeah. What's that all about? And there's a fight later where there's a tarantella playing in the room before Blade goes inside to fight Monster Man. Yeah, I'll point that out. Yeah, the Italian restaurant music. There's some of that. I don't know if that was the Warsaw Philharmonic doing that. But Bladey and the Tramp. That's what that scene is called. They have a conversation. Then we go to the headquarters of Syntech Industries on September 14th, 2070. They're very thorough with the date here. September 14th. I think they even put the time on it, time of day. Like, okay, yeah. Boy, this movie should have been called Monsters, Inc. Yes. I mean, but this, okay, so we see the shot of this Syntech Industries headquarters or whatever, and it's just the world's most egregious copy of Blade Runner at this point. Yeah. It's just, the shot is just completely the Tyrell building. But then we are introduced to the villain of our story, Alexis Sinclair, the intelligent CEO lady who is having a Zoom call in a deprivation chamber for some reason. Right. In full math. But once that's done, she gets out, and we find out that Alexis is a hot lady. And that's another key thing about the game as well, is that, it's so cool and it's so badass that Alexis is a hyper intelligent hot lady. But back in the anime, despite just being submerged in water, her hair is flawless. Right, yeah. Her henchman / boyfriend chats with her a little bit, and they her hench friend set up her next date. And then there's a shot of him licking his weird ring. Yeah, I didn't understand that. What was this about? I don't know. It's only called back once, but we'll get to it. But it's just a gratuitous shot of him licking a ring, and this ring looks like I don't know, two skeletal asses. Like Yeah,
It looks
I
like
had
two
no
hearts
idea.
touching, but or maybe it looks like a pair of breasts and then touching a buttocks.
It almost seems like a weird game of cultural telephone where like I know there's a trope of 80s goons licking knives, which I assume has to have been in a movie at some point,
Yeah.
and then Japan started to latch onto and put into a lot of media. And I guess that's somehow fed back into, well, he's evil, he's got to lick something. He's got a ring. All right, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, evil people lick things, right? That's what they
Right,
do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. So we get that set up. Then we go to the police station, which is crowded and a bit of a madhouse, not unlike RoboCop, another great 80s movie.
That's right.
So then another hot lady saunters in. This is a blonde lady. By the way, she was watching Blade and the old guy at the graveyard, spying on them. So she
Yes.
saunters in here. It turns out she's from the UCSF. Okay. And is there to see Blade. And she says she has, she's demanding this from the clerk at the desk or whatever. She says she has total jurisdiction over this investigation of what? Okay, well, we do quickly find out. So there was that teenage girl found in the sewer with the monster. They rescued her, but now she's like in a hospital bed. And, this lady who we find out is also called JC. She wants answers, damn it.
Yeah.
Or it's your badge, Blade. Or, that sort of thing.
Well, hang on though. Like it was my understanding that in this like dystopian future, there is no governmental police. All policing has been privatized.
Right.
So like how does jurisdiction work between corporations? Like why would a corporation respect something like jurisdiction? Like who gives a shit? Why is that a big
Alex,
deal? Why?
She's from the UCSF.
What's that?
She's from the UCSF, Alex.
I don't know what that is.
Alex, she's from the UCSF. She has total jurisdiction over this investigation.
The United States, San Francisco.
The United Californian San Francisco.
Oh, UCSF. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. United.
Folks, Alex is also dyslexic. So he's highly sensitive and dyslexic.
For Lear.
And has gout.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Oh, just kidding.
None of
course.
those.
Kidding about the gout. But, so she's trying to dress down Blade or whatever. He's staying quiet. She's going off. She taunts him by bringing up the old guy whose name is Lorenzo Vitello. He is the mob boss. She says something to the effect of, you want to let the whole class know you're in with this guy more than your dad was. And so that's her thing. But her name is JC because JC, the nerdy zombie guy, was her brother. And so she's upset about that, of course. Him having to be killed and all and blown up. And she leaves and says to Blade, your sins will catch up with you. And that's our first ding there on the title.
Wait, but what are Blade's sins? Was that ever even made clear? What did Blade do that was so wrong?
Listen, she's from the UCSF. She has complete and total jurisdiction over this investigation.
All right. Yeah, she saw him talking to Vincenzo Spaghettaroli, the Italian mobster with the demeanor of a mall Santa. Like there's nothing mafiosish about this guy.
No, he's just in a wheelchair, just like Big Boss or something.
Yeah.
But then we have another flashback to what is apparently Blade and or Blade's dad, younger versions. They're at like the steps of a courthouse or something, and then a car comes out and just fills them with a hail of bullets in flashback.
Yes, and we see in slow motion Blade's dad drops his mini disc compilation of happy hardcore early 2000s
that's right. Yeah,
music.
There's just like plot point.
Yeah.
And then we cut back with Alexis and boyfriend Vincent, his name is. They're getting ready to do some fucking, but then Alexis' assistant runs in, ruins it all to show some CG lens flares moving across a map on a screen that then become big expanding red CG circles. Then we cut to some animation of where it looks like they're bombing monsters somewhere else on the planet. These mutants. I guess not really, but it turns out Alexis is making a drug that turns humans into these mutants. And so we see this footage of soldiers being assaulted and going crazy and killing themselves. And eaten by the monsters who are coming up through the ground to eat these corpses and stuff. And yeah, I guess that's just like current events. Courtesy of Alexis.
It felt very Umbrella Corporation. Like it felt like a video that Umbrella would show their shareholders. Like, here's what we're working on in the lab.
It really is.
You know,
that seems to be the entire thing of Syntech. It's just like, well, profits are down. We've developed these mutants that kill whatever moves.
Let's take some of those monsters off the back burner. Here's a Resident Evil Code Veronica Bandersnatch that can kill 3 guys at once. What do you think?
So Vincent is kind of a boyfriend / shareholder, I suppose, because he's saying like, this is huge, Alexis. This is going to be big.
You described him earlier also as a henchman. So he's a boyfriend / henchman / shareholder.
No, the last one was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I was going back to your Umbrella reference.
Oh, right. Okay.
I just meant his excitement for what is happening on screen is just so evil. It's just like,
I see. I would still like to refer to him as a hench holder.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Hold these henches, would you, dear? Yeah. So you see, she's like an evil drug magnate or something, a future Gus Fring or whatever. And so Vincent's all excited. But then she turns around and double crosses Vincent and poisons him. It's like, oh no, but he's not dead. She's like, oh, you'll be of use to me later, my dear, or whatever.
Yeah, he downs his wine in one gulp and then falls down on the floor like foaming at the mouth.
And I don't even think they actually got to have sex. So that's not nice.
I thought it would have been funny if she looked down and went, it's just wine.
Yes.
He's like, oh, right.
Merlot. No. This is actually an adaptation of Sideways.
Oh, no. Anime Paul Giamatti. All right.
You done it to me, kid, Alexis. That was my Paul Giamatti.
Does it cut right to him on the operating table, or is that later?
Yeah, so our next scene then is a lab or something with a single bed in the middle, and Vincent is lying there. He's a bit covered up, so I didn't know it was him at first, but yeah, it is him. Alexis walks in and in scrubs.
Vincent is, it's easy to tell when it's him, even when he's covered up, because he does have those he's got those tired anime eyes that are supposed to denote kind of a sleaze. He's got sleazebag anime eyes.
Sleaze eyes.
Yeah, sleaze eyes.
Yeah, so she walks in scrubs and proceeds to cut him up. Well, just one slice. We don't see anything terrible beyond one slice and a spurt of blood. So it's not as bad as some of the stuff in here. But
it was still hilarious.
It was hilariously excessive.
It was still it's a very edgy 90s anime thing that when she starts operating on him, the very first scalpel cut unleashes a pressurized jet wave of blood into the sky.
A wonderful classic, blood jet from anime. Yeah. Anime blood jet. It's pretty blood gush.
His blood pressure must have been just like that of a hydraulic lift. I don't know how you do that.
Well, he was drinking.
That's true.
He was drinking wine. That'll get your heart rate up a bit.
Yeah. He was also horny.
Oh, yeah.
Right. A wooga.
And now he's scared for his life. So that's a triple threat.
Sure.
Our next scene is this mysterious girl standing on the roof of the police station or somewhere looking out at the city. Blade comes out. He meets with the doctor who is also with this girl tending to her. And Blade finally says more than one word.
I think I have a clip of that. Hang on.
My name's Elise. What's yours?
John Blade.
Your hand's cold.
Well, you know what people say.
Why is it like that?
A long time ago, my father and I were in an accident. To fix me, they had to remake me. They couldn't fix my father.
They couldn't fix my father either.
Yeah, so he gives her back her teddy bear, and they're reunited. She says, "Your hand is cold. You know what they say." No, I don't.
I had to look this. Yeah, I know that I've heard this expression before because I looked it up and it's like, oh, right. But apparently there's an expression, cold hands, warm heart.
Okay, sure. All right.
Sure.
I'll buy it. Fine. You win, Sin.
You win, Blade.
No. Yes, we find out he was in the accident, that wonderful shooting, and is half metal and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Elise, we get her name. Her name's Elise, and she turns around. She looks wistfully back out at the city, and then she gets a flashback.
Yeah, everyone's getting them.
Back to when she was really little.
Yeah.
Walking with her daddy, And that we see she's adopted as well. And it's a happy memory that is then tainted by 2 quick shots of her parents disemboweled.
Yeah.
And okay, that's her story. Thank you. We understand. Yes, that's very nice. Okay. But she got her teddy.
She did. This also establishes the bizarre angel theming where she has angel wings on her jacket, and her dad's like, "You're a little angel." And she's like, "I'm an angel, Mommy. It's fun."
Yeah. I think Dad gave her the jacket, right? And so
yeah. And I'm like, all right, how's that going to come into play later? Spoilers, it doesn't.
Well, it tries to. It's in what they don't say, Alex.
I don't know. So much of the religious, like the surface religious shit in this is like, it's like Evangelion where, okay, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just there because you think it looks cool.
Right.
I think that like as we
kind of
cool
age to these Japanese creators though.
I guess. I mean, I bought into that shit when I was 14. I thought Evangelion was deep for that. Like, oh, cool. It's like building off of Judeo-Christian mythology. I wonder what else it has to say about that. Nothing. It just wants to use cool symbols. I think that as we age and become more media savvy, there's like a temptation to look down on things like theming and foreshadowing as being too on the nose. Like once you start to understand everything, because those are tools that are kind of supposed to be used subtly and deliberately. And Sin chooses instead to just throw them all in a basket and be like, "Hey, it's a crucifix. You remember that one, right? Hey, angel wings.
It does
what does it mean? Don't ask me."
It does have the spirit of like putting it all in a bag and then reaching in and seeing what they got next.
Yeah.
On that note, we cut to another scene where the cops have found another monster somewhere in the city, and so it's time to swarm. Everybody gets all their guns and runs out. And so they head back out into the city, into this alleyway where Elise is, but she was just with Blade.
Oh, wait, I have a quick clip before Blade runs off.
Colonel Blade, I'm afraid we've got another one, sir.
On my way.
Hey, watch out for monsters.
I'm a big fan of a little kid warning the adult before they go into battle, watch out for monsters.
Well, they're friends.
Does she have any idea what's going on?
Well, you can kind of hear it in her voice, maybe. Maybe she does.
Okay.
But, so they go back to the alley, and here's Elise again. But, oh, wait, it turns out she's actually evil or something, and so the teddy bear growls and then tears and explodes the cop man that was talking to her, and then she turns into a monstrous mutant and starts attacking the cops.
Yeah,
and
some solid anime gore here if you like that.
Yeah, so Blade and everybody, they rush in.
But it wasn't actually her, it was a goon.
Spoilers!
Oh, sorry. I take it back. It was her! It was the girl all the time.
No, it's fine. This is... It's not like we care. No, there's a bunch of... Elise is a clone. There's a bunch of Elise clones. And some are mutants and some are not. So Blade and company rush in. And then they're driving... They're heading to the location. And then as they're heading there, one of the cops runs out into the street. Blade's car almost hits him. But at the same time, the monster girl and her now spear for an arm just go through the guy's head. Another nice little gore scene there.
Yeah, it's one of those like slow motion. It looks like it's I don't know what you call that. It just looks like it's kind of slowed down for gory effect.
Yeah, it's what the slow mo guys do on YouTube.
Right.
Blade jumps out, and the monster girl is just standing there, just like chewing up and eviscerating this now pile of flesh. But then she looks at Blade and she turns normal.
I'm a girl.
She sees him and she just gives him a nice smile.
Watch out for monsters.
Yeah. But it is some decent anime sci-fi gore. But like I said, it is very much taking after things that came before it.
Yes.
In such a way that, it's just full on gratuitousness. Maybe not full on. There are definitely the things that it's taking after are probably more violent.
The monster design itself, why does it have wings on its head?
Right. Well, it seemed to have also mutated the teddy bear, so maybe it's just taking everything it could.
I thought the teddy bear was just an extension of itself because it could kind of morph into other things.
Right. Well, don't you think it became an extension of itself?
Well, teddy bears don't have DNA. You can't mutate a teddy bear. You know what I'm saying?
Alex, she's from the UCSF. She has total jurisdiction over this investigation.
Sorry, I take it back. Rescinded.
God. So we cut back to the police station. Most everyone's gone, but then a weird monster guy comes in and impales another cop. It's obviously Vincent, just monsterized at this point.
The hench holder.
Yeah. We don't maybe not fully know.
Again, you can tell from his sleazy eyes.
Okay, sleazy eyes. Yeah, okay. Whatever. I'm not as sensitive as you, so I don't always catch all these things.
Oh.
I mean, I do later, of course, but I don't want to spoil the show because I'm talking about it. I'm just kidding. I'm going to be okay. He's going to
get the help he needs, folks.
Back to in the city with Blade. They're looking at the wall of destruction that is going on here, and they're about to move in on this monster, who also makes sure to step on a dead cop head as it approaches. So,
classy.
Another gratuitous shot.
I noticed that one, like, there wasn't really a gratuitous payoff to it.
No?
It almost looked like he was stomping on just a still frame because there wasn't any real gore that came out of that. I didn't see any brains or any splatter. I just saw him step on the head and I heard a noise, but nothing happened.
I remember it differently. We'll go to the tape.
All right. Oh, gross.
But Blade rushes in. He starts firing at it, and he's about to make one more decisive shot, but then sees a flash of JC's face in the monster's face, the brother JC.
Oh, yeah.
And he stops.
I can't do it.
And then the other cop lady, Kate, she can't wait. She just fires 2 rockets into the monster. And so there's another nice bit of gore as we see the thing now is just like a walking stump. But then it regenerates. Another mutant is coming out of this 2-legged stump.
It's a bonus monster.
But no, another rocket finishes it off. So that does it for that. They finally take care of that little monster. Not so little now. This movie is so rapid with the scenes because then we go once again back to the police station where Vincent has now left a literal trail of bodies in a hallway. Like Alex mentioned, almost exactly like the ninja hallway scene from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Which, for all I know, was also based on something else. I'm not too sure. I might have seen it in something else before, another anime perhaps, but this is like very much that look of just like a bloody hallway with some corpses up against the wall and stuff. This Vincent monster is about to, I guess, enter the room where the good Elise is. But JC, Sister JC, confronts Vincent in the hallway. But then he's kind of like dispatched by another cop guy. But then this cop guy is then grabbed by Vincent, who, has turned into goo. He morphs into goo and then sneaks up behind the cop guy and grabs him. He has morphine power too, of course. He's a mighty morphin mutant.
It's the abilities of bio monsters seem to just be whatever the situation calls for.
Yeah, of course. Well,
not just in this, but also in Resident Evil.
Monsters from the UCSF. No, anyway.
Yeah, wait, what was the guy's name? Was it Tom, the poor guy who gets subsumed by Henchholder?
Yeah. One of those guys who, if he had more of a plot, he would have spent more time trying to get a date with JC or something.
Yeah.
But JC's looking at this guy getting almost consumed by this Vincent monster, but then she too sees her brother's face in the guy, and that has her just stop in her tracks, but it has her get hit and knocked out. But nonetheless, the cop guy has a free hand and he uses it to slice Vincent with a knife. And so he's set aside for a little bit. Back to that scene outside. Blade is asking, "Where's the girl?" I mean, didn't you blow her up? Well, I guess not. But
wait, does Blade know at this point that was not actually the girl?
I don't think he knows.
Oh, wait, so he thinks that Kate just killed the girl? What's...
Maybe, but then he's saying, "Where's the girl?"
Okay. Well, then I have to assume he knows that the real Elise is still somewhere.
I wrote this down a little bit better.
Okay.
He asks, "Where's the girl?" I think he's referring to the good Elise because then he is told Mancini took her.
That's right.
By the way, who's Mancini? Well, we find out it's Vincent, but we don't get a full name until now. We never really got a full name. But yes, it's Vincent. And so they're saying that, he took her at the police station. I don't know how this information moves that quickly, but such is anime storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got away, I guess. We then see Sister JC sitting outside, looking sad. Blade comforts her, and then we move on.
Surveillance tape showed it was Mancini who took the girl.
He did all this?
More precisely, something that used to be Mancini.
What's going on here, Daniel?
What's happening?
Blade expressing his frustration by punching a wall.
Wall punch. Yeah. He's a badass. So yeah, we go back to the police lab and Blade is talking with the doctor who finally explains to us what is going on with the mutants, how their DNA is affected and stuff like that. It's a drug that affects DNA and turns you into zombies basically. And he's showing Blade this visualization. He says, "Now watch the regeneration when it has that one missing component of the DNA." Cut to like an incomprehensible CG of cells moving around, and Blade just goes, "My God."
But also, he wasn't understanding anything. Like,
Yeah.
he starts out saying, explain it in layperson terms, Doc. And the Doc uses very basic terms to say, I examined DNA from all the biomonsters and I
Yeah.
made discoveries. And then Blade's like, in English, Doc. Like, he already dumbed it down for you. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And then he looks at that, and then he looks at, like,
The CG
genetics
that-
happening on screen. And he's like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah,
Like, what do you mean you
God.
get it now? What are you talking about?
Dear God, the
Blade.
frame rate on this alone will kill us. So the doctor refers to one missing component in DNA that keeps people from being mutants, or some people. Well, the missing component is in Elise, the good Elise. Her genetic structure is the bridge between mutant and man. Can you believe it? Who knew?
Yeah. But I don't understand this plan. Like, why does Elise exist? Why not just take that DNA and, like, put it away for safekeeping, or, I don't know, use it 10 years ago to make your super monster? Like, I don't understand the point of this convoluted procedure.
All will be revealed in time.
Will it?
I'm
though?
still
No,
waiting.
Ray, I watched the movie. I did finish the movie. It was never
maybe you have to-
satisfactorily explained to me.
Maybe you have to play the game too. I don't know.
Oh no! It's like FF15 Kingsglaive, where I gotta watch a
Yes.
movie to get the full story.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's what made me think that this might have been like a prologue or something.
Oh, right, okay.
I remember the Kingsglaive. Yeah.
It would be funny though to meet somebody who loves FF15 Kingsglaive but has no idea there's a corresponding video
Right.
game.
Does that person exist? Yeah.
I really hope so.
Kingsglaive, which is which leads up to the start of FF15 and also reminds me of that movie that just came out Saturday night, which is like the story, a bad story of the 90 minutes leading up to the airing of the first Saturday Night Live.
Oh right, yeah, I've heard it's not good.
Oh wait, it stinks. I was going to say something meaner, but instead I went for Jay Sermon.
All right.
It stinks. I hate these fictionalized things of things that actually happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so cooked and baked up and just inserting things that make no sense and definitely didn't happen in reality. Like Milton Berle filming a weird old-timey variety show at 11 at night. I don't think that happened. No.
All right.
But it happens in this movie. Not Sin the movie. I mean, Saturday Night.
At least all of Sin the movie happened.
Yes. Well, it will in the future in
All right.
2070.
2070. Okay. All right. Countdown. We only got 45 years to go.
Yeah, right.
All right. So yeah, we'll be in our mid 80s. I'll see you there. All right.
Well, our children will be doing the next generation of Jaw Green.
Yeah, I'll adopt some kids by then.
Sure, I'll run a foster home, Ray. Is that what you want me to do? Run a foster home and then have an anime podcast, Ray? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I'll go down to Okinawa and open up an orphanage. Let's do it.
After society shuns you, yeah. So Blade is talking with the doctor here, and then JC walks in. By the way, every shot of her starts from the chest up. Like, I get it. We get it. She's hot,
Also,
okay?
it's not just her. It's JC and Sinclair who have, like, I think even by 90s standards, just comically enormous boobs at a time when I thought we were starting to rein it back in a little bit.
No way, man.
After the heyday of the 80s and 90s where everything was just unchecked, monstrous growth in all regards.
No.
Yeah,
You think they were going to rein it in?
I don't know.
Look at anime now, dude.
Like, I don't know.
So anyway, she says to look at the source of all this mayhem, Cyril Sinclair.
Cyril St. John.
Yeah, it's Cyril, Ceral, not Cyril.
Oh.
Cyril Sinclair, she talks about him. It's Alexis's father, who was mad but a genius. Mad but a genius. And then the doctor goes, "What are you talking about? A dead man coming back to continue his experiments?" It's like, no, dude, it's Alexis is what she means.
How can a woman do science?
Yeah. Why he like acts so incredulous about that? It's like, no, I just meant his daughter.
Hey, did you see that article recently about the guy who's making advances in the new theory of relativity? You mean Albert Einstein's come back to life to complete his ridiculous theory? No, it's it's a scientific contribution that anybody can build off of. I don't understand anymore.
The doctor kind of acting like a Redditor there, just like, actually, I don't think a dead man can come back. It's Alexis getting revenge for her dad getting murdered. By who, we'll find out. But JC then says Elise is probably alive, but with Alexis. So that means it's time to transform and roll out.
Yay!
Minus the transforming. But so I guess Blade goes to get ready to storm Alexis's Syntech Industries or whatever. And then there is an incredibly random shot of JC in the shower.
Yeah. Just sexily grieving.
It has no purpose in here. But I mean, it's just first she was in this conversation and now she's in the shower. She just decided to get cleaned up.
Well, I mean, I think ADV did have a rider in most of these license agreements that says there's got to be one shower shot of a naked woman in your anime or we cannot legally put it out.
I mean,
Western territories.
I feel like this will be a theme on this podcast, but yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about it. We have our segment later.
That's right.
Yeah, so I guess everybody's getting ready to go storm Syntech, including taking a shower and getting your makeup on and clothes. There's a shot of her also putting on lipstick and stuff. It's like
you gotta look good for biomonsters.
No, I mean,
what if they get cured and it turns out it was a nice guy in there?
We do see what she's about to do, but anyway, yeah. Blade is getting ready. He's like screaming at the commissioner, I guess. He wants to go after Syntech. The commissioner's like scoffing at him, like,
"Oh wait, hang on, I got that clip."
Yeah.
Sorry, Blade. The judge has denied your request.
You know, somehow, Commander, that doesn't surprise me.
Commander.
I'm sure she's paid that son of a bitch off too.
You'd just better ease off there, Blade.
Have you been listening to a word I've been saying? Hardcore is a morgue. And if we don't do something, the whole city's gonna end up that way. The judge included.
You're accusing Syntech Industries of making monsters. Do you realize how crazy that sounds, Blade?
Don't tell me how it sounds. I know how fucking crazy it sounds.
No, Blade.
Are you in on it? God damn it, are you in on it?
I guess you get one F-bomb, right, if you're PG-13. Is that how it works?
That scene is where the most swearing happens in Sin the movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know how fucking crazy it sounds. And it's like, well, I'm here watching the anime. It doesn't seem that crazy now that I've seen all this play out.
Yeah, like all I've seen since I hit play on this movie is a corrupt dystopia. Like, no, I could buy that. I could buy that he's in on it, yeah.
Okay.
Like, Blade, you know where you live, right? Like, you know the setting that you have been placed in. This is not a surprise to anyone.
We all know what's going on. I thought that's why we're here. But yeah, Blade is too hot-headed. He gets the "give me your badge" line.
Put your badge and your gun on my desk, Blade. You're fired.
Watch out for monsters.
Forgot about that. A fun callback to Watch Out for Monsters. Oh,
so
God.
yes, now this no doubt means that he's going to move to take matters in his own hands.
Yep.
So yeah, and also in between this is JC. She was getting ready to go to the graveyard to go pay tribute to her brother one last time, I guess. Okay, I get it. That's why we just see her in the shower for 3 seconds. Blade first heads to the mafia boss's house. The boss tries to get Blade away from this craziness. He knows he's been fired effectively. He wants to offer him a way out of this. Offers him a job and whatnot. The boss says to Blade, "This sin is in everyone, even your father." And so then we get some explaining of what Blade's dad really did and why he was killed. He was acquiring info on Alexis Sinclair in that flashback where he got shot up. Then I thought, well, wait a minute. How far back was this? Because we see young Blade's dad.
Yeah.
Wouldn't Alexis be like a kid or something? But no, I mean, the flashback really does end up showing her.
I think she was a young scientist at that point.
Yeah. But it's not like she's that old now. Like, how long ago was this? Because it's like a sepia tone flashback.
It is. Yeah,
you make me think it's like 40 years ago.
No, I think it's just shorthand for, 10 years ago.
Shorthand for, 10. Yeah, fine. Okay. I don't like it. Use sepia tone when it's really old.
I mean, it's not like it was a newsreel from the time.
You could, listen, either it's sepia if it's really old, or you just like desaturate it a bit if it's recent enough.
Okay.
Like an old Polaroid.
And it's negative if it's traumatic.
Yeah.
Or creepy deepy.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Curious yellow. And so, Dad ended up making a way to stop her children, the mutants.
Yes.
An antigen or whatever.
So this also goes into her backstory, right? Sinclair's backstory, where her parents were murdered. Did they get murdered?
Well, hold on. I just want to do one thing.
Okay.
It's just antigen, they call it. And so Blade is then given like a suitcase full of it in bullet form.
Oh, yeah.
And then the chopper arrives and off they go. And now we get Alexis's backstory.
Right.
Because we go back to this lab bedroom place, and now Elise is on the bed, and Alexis is watching over her and being ominous. And she says, "We're practically sisters." And then she launches into a story about her daddy's legacy in yet another flashback. They, quote unquote, killed Alexis's mother because his research was going too crazy or something like that. They didn't like that. They were going to oppress him. They killed his wife. He ends up killing himself, gun to himself. I thought he was murdered. I thought she said murdered before.
Yeah,
no.
I thought it was like a Resident Evil 2 situation where like Hunk and some goons burst into Birkin's lab and just gunned him down to take his sample.
Hired goons.
Hired hunks.
I guess it's more of a intent to kill.
I guess
that's what they would be charged with.
But don't worry, folks. It's funny because here's what happens after both of her parents die.
Yeah.
Sinclair's course of action following these deaths is,
So I burned the house and everything inside it.
Why?
Yeah. Right.
Why'd you do that? That's where all your stuff was.
I guess to destroy the evidence, because like if they don't want her dad's research, no one can.
I guess, but like, wouldn't that be in the lab? I mean, it's 2070, and I assume if you're working,
I think it was a lab house.
It was a lab house?
Yeah, maybe.
Again, like a Spencer Mansion.
Yeah.
But like, if it's 2070, I think we can assume if you're working on sensitive biomonster experiments, you're not going to keep that, in the cloud.
No.
You're going to keep it all local.
Yeah.
But even then, like, you probably would protect your own research in, put it in a fireproof server in your house lab.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't know. I guess I have trouble following her course of action.
No, you're right. That makes sense. Or maybe everything's on mini disc and it just melted.
That's right. Well, okay. We have established the proliferation of mini disc in this universe, so that is likely. All right.
So she tells the story to Elise and then immediately yells something like, "Now you will baptize the world in fire."
Yes. Yeah. Again, using biblical terminology, for reasons again I don't entirely understand. Also, why is the operating table a crucifix that Elise is on? If you haven't look, I don't know if you guys have read the Bible. I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 people who get crucified. Only one of them is really big. And there is a character named JC in this. The JC character never gets crucified. What's the point of the symbolism? Like, what is the symbolism here? No angels were ever crucified in the Bible. Unless there's a secret third testament I don't know about.
There might be. Coming soon.
Bible Gaiden.
Bible expansion pack. The after years.
Judas gets nerfed.
Then the lab dome thing opens up, and we see a bunch of Elise clones now turning
Yes.
into mutants in these
Like,
chambers.
Very deliberate nod to Rei Ayanami clones, because it just looked like a bunch of Rei Ayanami tubes.
Oh yeah, Elise's hairstyle is almost the same.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, we need an Ayanami for this anime.
Yeah. Then we have a camera shot where we pull away from the bed, and we see it's a crucifix. In case you didn't get what they were putting down here, here's the crucifix.
Watch out for monsters.
So we cut to the CG chopper, the picture of the chopper with the cops and Blade as it flies around a background, and their crew tries to hack into Syntech to put down their shields or something. JC's trying to hack it. She can't do it. Suddenly, she gets taunted by Kate, and then 10 seconds later, she says, "Oh, I got it." She hacks in. Oh, okay. No shot of this happening.
Yeah,
but,
I thought that was very abrupt.
yeah.
Yeah, she suddenly was able to do it when she
All right.
was locked out. Yeah,
Cool.
all right.
And then we get some more CG map fun, looking at the Syntech Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Then the chopper enters stealth mode and heads even faster now that the tower has been disabled or whatever. Then we go back to Alexis, who says that Elise was the single one who was absolutely perfect out of all the clones or whatever. And then another shot of the chopper firing these like tethers into some other window side of the tower somewhere. Another quick cut of Elise about to operate on Elise. Alexis about to operate on Elise. Oh boy, too many E names.
A lot of similar names.
The alarm goes off and it's like, oh, it's Blade.
It's Blade!
And Alexis all of a sudden is like, oh, Colonel, you and I are more connected than you could ever imagine. And I was like, oh, it's the first I've heard of this. I didn't know she really know who he was. I mean, I know she tried to shoot him, but not that she would know who he was.
It's because he was rebuilt with Syntech tech.
Oh my God.
Oh, right. Okay.
So,
Which, by the way, sorry, very soon, I had a good laugh out loud moment at the X-ray into his cyborg ear.
yes.
He
Oh my
hears
God.
shit in the hallway.
That's a little bit
And-
later, yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure the audience knows he's using his super robo hearing, it does a little X-ray.
And it doesn't even look like anything close to like what an ear or might fit in an ear would be.
Also, like, it's making a noise, which would have to be deafening to
Yeah.
him if that's really how
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. Anyway.
Again, it's like a camcorder zooming in. You just hear the whirring. Just hear that all day. Oh my God.
Blade, do you think you could hop on over to the store? We're running out of paper clips.
What?
What? I didn't get that.
So Blade and JC break into the tower. Elise's assistant opens up all of the chambers with all of the big mutants. She asks, how many should I release? All of them.
Yeah.
So Blade and JC, they're sneaking through. They're thinking they're not spotted, but you know, they know for real. They know they're there. Blade goes, shh, and yes, we get the close-up of the ear.
Yeah.
Bionic inner ear or whatever. So that he can hear a hissing hose that ends up filled with mutant goo.
Blade was really excited to hear about the ear thing, and then he looked up what cochlear really means.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like these pipes moving. Oh no, it's actually filled with mutant goo, and it's the mutants who emerge from the goo. And now we just enter a succession of scenes that really just play out like a montage for an anime that is already like going from scene to scene to scene. This one really just keeps going. First, some very lame shooting happens where we're trying to get this group of mutants taken care of. JC almost gets eaten, but of course she shoots a mutant and she's fine. The mutants are all killed in that room, and then they develop CG texture-itis and they solidify and die.
Yeah. That's what those bullets do. They make you CG.
Yeah. Then they escape. They go through a tunnel. Another mutant shows up, this one with a chain gun. Then Blade and JC, they hide on the ceiling, and then they kill that one. Then we go to another tunnel, another mutant. I mean, this is now just like a total anime representation of a video game.
Yeah.
Maybe not Sin, but like your general idea of a video game. We're just going from level to level, shooting groups of mutants. Because then now we're climbing a vertical chamber, and then there's a crawly mutant. He comes after them up the chamber. But then that dies, and then it falls and hilariously lands on a spike and then explodes in what is like the closest thing I've seen to Homer Simpson pouring the bowl of cereal that lights on fire.
I was about to say it felt like a Simpsons gag. It felt like the mutant gets shot, falls out, gets impaled, spews blood, and then bursts into flames. Like, I think he's dead. I think we got him.
And I had to watch that a couple times. Is that like, did he land on like a burner? Is it like... Is it like a burner that turns on? Or is it the monster exploding? I couldn't fully get what they were trying to do there.
Right on the fire spike.
Yeah. Oh my God. So they keep going through. Then Mutant Vincent shows up.
Oh, yeah. In the Italian restaurant.
He sends him down the hallway. He's like rushing to wherever he's going. Then Blade and JC are running up a long flight of stairs. And then Blade stops because he suddenly knows what's at the top of the stairs. And he enters a room where, yes, some Italian restaurant music is playing. And, okay, Vincent is now just sitting in there calmly. I guess he was really trying to rush over there to make sure he doesn't miss Blade or something.
Oh, yeah.
But he's just sitting in the shadow there. And he goes, oh, we meet again. Oh, okay. Yeah, they know each other, I guess. Yeah. So Blade just, they fight a little bit. Blade tries to shoot him with the antigen, but Vincent just taunts him and he goes like, he's unaffected. He shoots blood tentacles at Blade. Now Blade has a couple of holes in him. He's down for the count. JC finally rushes in and zaps Vincent with like this exposed cable wire. But then Vincent's really mad. He gets bigger and meaner. He's a super mutant now, and he grabs Blade and he's ready to kill Blade. He just has him in a chokehold. But Blade has an actual blade on his arm.
Is that why he's called that?
I don't think so, but he stabs Vincent in the face, and somehow that is enough to kill him. Yeah. Not the antigen that was supposed to undo the mutants. No, just a knife to the face.
I didn't quite understand. I also thought the entire setup was kind of stupid because, they stop in the hallway. Blade goes, wait here, there's something I have to take care of. Why don't you both go in and kill the one dangerous guy that's in there that you both have a vendetta against?
Yeah.
Like, why is this your personal fight, Blade, you fucking idiot? Take the other person who will cover you and fight this idiot together.
How do you know what's on the other side of the door? How do you know who it is in there?
Oh, yeah, he didn't even know that it was Vincent.
Yeah. He's like, hold on a minute.
Or maybe he just heard the Italian music. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
He's nearby. I can sense it.
Vincenzo.
It's about to get molto dangeroso. Why did he say anything cool like that? Really? He has two moods in this movie, brooding and confused.
Yeah.
He never says or does anything cool, and it was very disappointing.
Cheer up. Get a little jaunty.
Yeah. Like sometimes he does smile sometimes, but that's like mostly at the end. I don't know.
What if Blade was more like Roberto Benigni, the Italian film director who walked over the seats at the Oscars when he won the Oscar?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It seems a little too jaunty and lighthearted for our Blade.
Okay. Well, I'm saying remake Sin with Roberto Benigni.
Blade would probably just shoot a pathway through the chairs and people and then walk through that to the stage.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So finally, the duo of Blade and JC reach Elise, who is mysteriously alone for a second. But then the bed area is encased in a plastic wall, and Alexis comes down from above on an elevated chair like she's Q or something from the first episode of Next Generation. That's a little excessively evil, I would say. Evil, villainous. I mean, do you need the chair?
I mean, when you're the CEO of a corporation called Syntech, you need every little detail you can get.
You need everything to have sin.
Evil. Yeah, everything has to be sinful. She eats nothing but devil's food cake.
Yeah. So
deviled eggs.
As you kind of alluded to, Alexis then meets Blade again and explains to him how he was put back together. And so, oh God, here's another flashback where Blade is almost dead on the hospital bed after that shooting. And I got personal confirmation because I didn't know on first viewing that yes, the guy who was shot up on the steps, both of them was John Blade and his father. I couldn't tell. I didn't know if the long-haired guy was Blade's father and some other guy, or if they were both Blades, or what.
At first I thought it was Blade's dad and Mafia Grandpa. Oh, okay, so that's why Blade's dad is dead and Mafia Grandpa is in a wheelchair from this attack. And then it was just Blade and Papa Blade.
No.
Yeah.
Screw us for thinking the natural thing.
It doesn't help that like all three of those characters just look like the same person at different stages in life.
Yeah,
it's
you're
really
right.
hard to tell.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alexis is going on and on. We see the flashback, but then Kate, the lady cop, is still outside, and she fires another tether into the room and pulls out the entire inner working of the room or the bed or whatever. I mean, there's commotion, there's destruction. Alexis is on the ground. She pulls out her arm keypad and says, "It's time." And out comes the Mega Mutant, some ugly purple thing who has Alexis's dead dad embedded in it. It pulses with some nice, more CG tweening, and it just does its whole final boss introduction routine.
Like, I thought that just straight up was her dad, like he was still alive.
Well,
like
it
when
can
she
be
discovered
both.
I assumed that when she discovered his body, he wasn't dead, and she put him inside.
Yes, of course.
I don't know, some kind of gross monster chamber. And
It
that's how he
doesn't matter
became-
either way, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This
She
is
does-
all meaningless garbage.
No, she does call him father or whatever, and then
That's right.
Then she says, screams out, "Bow down before a new god!" And the mutant, eats a couple of Elise clones, I guess.
Yeah.
Or it looks like
that was
it,
funny
and then-
because it happens in about 5 frames of animation. It's just
yeah, right. And then finally starts attacking Blade. JC is shooting at it. Blade reaches for his gun, and because he's knocked back again, of course. And Alexis is laughing evilly, and that's just enough time for Blade to get up and charge at the monster. The mutant charges back at him, and then Blade jumps up and punches Dad, and right in the middle. And here's his cool moment that you were looking for at the beginning of your notes. It's like he punches right into the center of this thing and then fires the antigen bullet from his fist, I guess, somehow. I guess he has a gun fist. So he does that. And that happens, and the mutant explodes in a lot of like these weird gray tendrils, I guess. And it's just like also expanding and filling the room until like finally JC conveniently arms a laser. Like she had a laser control somewhere, I guess. So she pushes a button on a pad, and a laser cuts right through the tower, and that includes right through the middle of the mutant, Daddy Mutant. And so now the tower is crumbling. Everything's falling down. London Bridge is falling down. Our heroes leap out, action movie style, right on back onto the chopper. They've got Elise back, and hooray. And so we just see them looking at the tower, which is exploding in blue light, and Blade is now armless. I mean, it's okay. It was robotic, so it's not that violent. But
right, yeah.
Yeah, everything's done, I guess. He gets hugs from the girls there, and how nice. And so we look at the smoldering wreckage, we stare at it some more. The chopper flies back away to the city and fade to credits. And there you go. That was in the movie.
That was in the movie. Speaking of that fade to credits, I found this to be very odd.
Okay, credit discussion. Let's go.
Yeah, well, no, just a very brief detail. The music after the ending, like while the ending is happening, they're all, smiling.
Mm-hmm. Is this going to be about percussion again?
No, it will be about music though. The music fades out. Like, wasn't the music written for the movie?
Oh.
Why would the music have to fade out like mid-melody and then fade into the credits? Why weren't those either seamlessly connected or the track ends and then the credits start? It fades out as if the song wasn't written for the movie, but it seems that everything clearly was.
Just amateur technique, I suppose?
I guess.
What else would it be?
It sounds normal to us because we hear music fade out all the time, but like when you think about it, like if you're watching a movie like Lord of the Rings, like music doesn't fade out. It's just the music track ends in time with the scene because it's composed to match the scene.
Well,
this was
first
not
of all,
for some reason. Hi.
Don't compare this to Lord of the Rings. That's not fair.
This does have better animation than Lord of the Rings.
True. It does have better cell animation.
That's true.
But, yeah, okay. I guess it was just an oversight maybe, or just some sort of creative decision.
I don't know.
Who knows what happens in the editing bay?
Anything can happen.
But anyway, that is Sin the movie. And as we like to do here at the end of our discussion on Draw Game, we like to ask, as an anime, is it horny? And I'd have to say, surprisingly, not really.
Yeah, I think that there is a distinction to be made between is it horny and is it sexy?
Well,
because when I think of is it horny, I put that down to character choices. I put that down to like, is there a character who steals panties? That's horny. Is there a woman in a shower? It's sexy, but I don't know if it's horny. It's just taking a shower. Is it pervy? Yes. I think pervy bridges the gap between sexy and horny. We're really doing the linguistic legwork on this episode.
Yeah, no, one of us is.
Okay.
I just say horny. Pick
All
your
right, well,
definition, Alex. Because I would say it's not really because, yeah, okay, Alexis dresses suggestively. Try and say that 5 times fast.
I can't.
And that's accurate to the game. She is this leather-bound hot lady, but there's only little flashes of things. You see Vincent groping her boob.
Yeah.
And then there's the shot of JC in the shower, but there's no full frontal nudity. I mean, there's an attempt, I guess, to try and get nudity in there, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's a light R or maybe a
Yes.
hard PG-13 because it is more violent than horny, obviously.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot more gore shots than there is anything sexy. And
Yeah. But yeah, I would
despite
agree.
the fact that they have a bunch of hot ladies walking around.
I would agree that overall it's not horny. It's not explicitly horny.
Yeah. I mean, if there was full frontal nudity, at least one nipple, then yeah, that would shoot up my thought on it. But
Oh yeah, hang on. Let me glance over my nipple tally over here. No, there's nothing there.
No.
I wrote 0. It's a big old goose egg.
let's look at the draw game nipple tally.
What do we got over here? A whole lot of nothing.
Survey says. So yeah, not that horny. Horny enough, I guess. Clearly this thing, yeah, like I said, kind of a hard PG-13. It really only has one moment of hard swears.
That's right.
And then nothing else. And then it's just kind of like, it's an all ages romp for the whole family. Based on a middling FPS that didn't get popular.
It's my grandma's new favorite film.
Now, my final thoughts on the whole thing would be like, it doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
It's a decent looking enough show. And to be honest, I don't think the dub acting was too bad either for what they had.
Sure.
And listen, I'm not giving it 10 out of 10, obviously.
We've heard much worse.
We could only find this on YouTube, by the way. I couldn't
yeah.
find like a nice high quality version to watch on my computer or anything locally, but we did find it on YouTube. And the top comment is from one of the voice actors.
Yeah.
The top comment on the YouTube video says, "Greetings, y'all. I'm Markham Anderson, the voice of John Blade. This was my first real voice acting job other than local Houston commercials. ADV is no longer around, but what a fun group."
I have a clip of him learning that ADV was being discontinued. What's happening? There we go.
You're out on the street, Markham.
No!
Now, I'm saying the voice acting wasn't that bad, but yeah, you could tell this was a guy who hadn't done a lot of work.
Yeah.
But fortunately for him, Blade doesn't talk a lot anyway.
Yeah, so it works.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Pretty good first job, I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, there is too little explained up front, and the scenes go way too fast. And there are so many scenes packed into like 1 hour. Of course, there are going to be loose ends all over the place, and there absolutely is. And then there's that weird ring lick. I mean, the ring isn't really explained either, other than it shows up when he's a mutant to let you know that it's him.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe they need something. But I thought it was, the sleazy eyes and the suit I thought were a dead giveaway. Like, we know it's him. You don't need to do a ring lick. I don't know.
No, he doesn't lick it twice. You just
has it.
You just
Okay.
see it.
Oh,
but why does he lick it in the first place?
I guess because they needed an excuse to do a close up of it instead of just to show you, hey, here's the ring he's going to wear later, so you know it's him as a mutant.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
guess.
maybe.
I don't know.
I'm sure the director was like, listen, we just can't hold on this for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
We got to have something weird happen. How about...
But there's organic ways to do that instead of just doing a close-up. Like,
Yeah.
you could have his hands, laid out on a table while he's leaning on a table and looking down at a document or something, and, there's the ring in the frame. Like, that would have been a natural way to do that
Yeah.
instead of a close-up of him licking it.
Yeah.
Just as it, let me ask you a personal question. Like, in a typical day, how many times do you lick your wedding ring?
I'm going to have to say, ooh, boy, that's going to... after lunch and everything, 0.
That's funny because I'm about the same number.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe it's not maybe it's more common than we think.
Listen, I'm not a sleazeball.
Oh, well, there we differ.
I'm not an evil sleazeball who loves seeing gore and destruction every time.
Okay.
I mean, my wife is evil, but that's different.
Oh, no. She does work for that evil tech company.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole thing very much written like an American comic book of the 90s, very much of that edgy nature. The soundtrack was not as like heavy metal as I thought it was going to be, but I still wrote that it feels like someone extrapolated an entire film from a Linkin Park AMV. It feels like if you left a Linkin Park AMV alone in a petri dish for a couple of weeks and then opened it back up, you would see Sin the movie.
I mean, that was the audience, right? Even for the game.
Yeah, that was, I feel like if I was watching this at somebody's house, like the dude next to me would have a Goku Ed Hardy shirt and frosted tips and cargo shorts and black socks and sandals, I feel is the target market for this film.
What is a Goku Ed Hardy shirt?
Or no, like a silk Goku shirt that you used to see at Suncoast. Okay. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, the silk bowling shirt.
Or even just like the flames, the stylized flame. You know, the
but
silk.
Also with Goku on it.
Yeah, Goku's there.
Just making sure. Just trying to get on your wavelength there.
You're there. You're on it.
I'm there, baby.
You're on it, buddy. But yeah, we watched this. This is free to watch on YouTube from a channel called Laughing Man Lost Media. And folks, I think we've covered this before. That's not what lost media means.
No, this was released and re-released. This is widely available.
If something exists and can be readily watched, it's not lost media. It's just media.
I think it's on Crunchyroll or something. I just don't want to pay for it. That's all.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's not a real adaptation of the game. But the game is longer, of course, and you do fight more than just mutants in the game. You are blowing up sentry guys and all sorts of things, and there is more going on. Just really not anything really close to this, where it really focuses a lot on the bio-experimentation parts. I think you just kind of know. You're introduced that, okay, Alexis is evil and she does this and Syntech does this, and you will eventually find and fight all these mutants. But can you tell I've played it? I do have it. But
I've never played it. I do feel like, and I kind of felt this way with the Art of Fighting OVA as well, but stuff like this, I know the whole point is to get it out fast and cheap. These things are under an hour. They are meant to be just consumed very quickly. Right. There are a couple little glimmers here and there of things that could be more entertaining. If they had fleshed it out to like a 90-minute feature, I feel like some of the character stuff could have been interesting. Some of the science stuff could have been interesting. But instead it's all very just beat. Here we go. I'm Blade. Half my body's metal. Gonna kill biomonsters.
I feel like
roll credits.
If you're going to put up the money to get a Japanese animation company, and multiple ones, because there's other partners always doing extra work on all this stuff, like it's a full-ass project as big as the game or more. But like a lot of people making anime are kind of seasoned. They know how to make it. I feel like you could have spent even more time. Who cares about the reputation of the franchise or whatever? You could have spent more time to make something that, whether or not it was related to the game, could have done more service to it.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of 1 hour OVA.
No shade on the actual studio who, same with Art of Fighting. Like, I like the animation. All that is great. It's just, look, I want more than 55 minutes of Markham Anderson. He deserves better. He deserved more.
Sure.
I'm looking for a whole side story about Blade, young Blade, high school Blade.
He hasn't been canceled, has he?
What? You know what? I did look at his YouTube. I clicked on that. I looked at his YouTube channel. There's no videos that he's uploaded. He's made about 6 playlists about guitar technique.
Okay.
So I think he's focusing on his music career at this point.
Well, he's on the bubble. No, I'm kidding. All right. Fair enough. Well, I don't want to get us into a cycle of repeating ourselves every time we watch one of these things where it's like, oh, it could have been better. It could have been more in service of it. But I do think that Sin is kind of a special case because Sin the game didn't really go anywhere, and Sin the anime definitely didn't go anywhere, but it could have gone somewhere better just based on the fact that it was an animated production. I feel like, you could have taken some
Yeah,
time.
I think it's important to step back, and we understand that this is a very disposable late 90s edgy property. There wasn't much there to begin with. There's some really fun superficial stuff happening on the surface, but like that's about it, and that's all we can expect.
I mean, if this was just to reference something you said you played back then, if this was a Diablo anime,
oh yeah,
Diablo has a world, it has a story, it has things going on.
Yeah.
Sin, the badass FPS, tries to have a story and has some things going on, but it is generally regarded as yet another FPS from the late 90s.
Diablo also using a lot of that Christian mythology pretty successfully.
And
like they know what things mean.
And just look at the font.
Yes, it's right there.
Doesn't get more devilish than that.
Isn't that gothic?
Oh, you bet it's gothic.
Love it.
All right. Well,
all right. When are we watching the Diablo OVA?
Man, they'll get to it. They'll get to it eventually.
Really?
Well, they already made a Warcraft movie. You remember that? The live action Warcraft movie?
Oh, that's right. I thought it was CG.
Largely CG.
All right. I'm not a Warcraft fan anyway, so it's not even on my radar.
It's not on your Warcraft radar.
Thank you. Thanks.
What? I don't know. Let's wrap up the show.
All right.
Alex, send us home.
All right, folks. This has been Draw Game. Thank you for listening. I almost resent that I had to watch that, but you know what? We do it for you, the people. Make sure to go to our website, nomorewhoppers.com.
Again with the new podcast, new time to say.com.
Go to our podcast, nomorewhoppers.com. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/nomorewhoppers. There's tiers. There's 2 of them. There's bonuses. There's several of them. We could use a couple of bucks. It keeps this thing going. There's a Discord where you can talk to us and the rest of the fans. They're fun mostly. They're great mostly.
Wow.
We are what? I mean, look, I'm mostly talking about that one guy. We have some fun conversations on there. That's the shows. You can find me at patooey.org. That's where all my stuff is. That's pitohui.org. You can go to patooey.org and find my Blue Sky, which is patooey.org. You can go to twitch.tv/hoodedpatooey. That's really the big stuff. Raymond, where do people find you on Interspace?
My web place is rdbaaa.space. There you go. There's all my links and stuff. And I also have a game company, Bipedal Dog, bipedal.dog. I will not be making a boomer shooter in the near future, sorry to say. But if I did, I would look at Sin as a main inspiration. Thank you very much.
Well, that about does it. Thank you for listening as well. We don't say that often enough.
You are welcome. No, them you were talking to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right. It's been fun. We'll be back next time to discuss more animated game stuff. In the meantime, John Blade is ordering pizzas for the hardcore office and has one question for you.
Are you in on it? God damn it, are you in on it?